Bill, it strikes me that your kind of humour, you like to shock, don't you?
No.
You don't?
No.
No. What I meant to say was you don't like to shock at all.
Exactly. You know what it is? I talk to the audience like I talk to my friends, and people inherently will be shocked by that. Some people. But I just think that to talk to the audience conversationally is better than putting on an act. Particularly since I work every single night. If I did an act, I would be terribly bored.
So do you kind of go on stage knowing what you're doing, or do you leave it open and sort of go with it?
Oh, it's all pre-planned.
Oh, is it?
No. Oh, no, it's kind of conversational. You know, you go, I mean, some of it's planned, some of it isn't. And that adds an element of spontaneity that I think is necessary in good comedy.
Because you're quite sort of shocking about things that I know you know about. Smoking, and you like to... I'm surprised you're not smoking now, because you like to smoke when people don't want you to, don't
This is
you?
the longest I've ever gone without a cigarette.
And how are you coping?
I'm chewing tobacco right now.
Are you, but you do. I saw an interview where the guy said, "You're not going to smoke, Bill."
Right, right.
And you got a cigarette out and you smoked. And
well, I do. You know, I guess I'm a heavy smoker. I go through about 2 lighters a day.
Yeah.
And yeah, is that a lot? Yeah. But you know, I just want to tell non-smokers that something they probably don't know, but they should. Non-smokers die every day. Okay. Sleep tight.
You're over here at the moment with a 17-date tour.
Right.
Now, do you find that there are things that... First of all, have you performed over here before?
This is my 4th time here.
This is your 4th time. So, are there things that you find that the Brits respond to more, or things that they respond to less?
They're very reserved. I think they like what I'm talking about. You know, they even say that. We agree with what you're saying. If you could just not say it. It's like, oh, okay. I guess we'll just sit here and stare at each other. But I found the audience is very good here. They're just a little more reserved than in America, you know.
Well, they are. Also, on that tape I saw, I mean, our audience will sort of laugh or applaud. But the Americans do this strange thing that Julia Roberts did in Pretty Woman. They do all that sort of whoa, whoa, whoa.
Yeah, that's frightening, isn't it?
Isn't that frightening?
I don't encourage that. De-evolution, you know. People start barking.
And they roar and they clap and go, yeah, right on.
Right.
Does that put you off at all?
Oh, definitely. That's why I love being here. It's a refreshing silence. I get to take a break from all that howling. Really, I feel like I'm being hunted in the States.
Does your act change, evolve? Has it evolved? Does it change?
No, not at all.
Or do you do...
I'm real worried about that.
Yeah?
No, yeah, it changes all the time, you know, depending on news stories and whatever else comes up. I like talking about things that I care about because that way, like I said, it can stay fresh.
Like what?
Well, I don't know. The thing that in the States it just happened, that death penalty thing. Was that big over here?
Yeah.
That was incredible. And I found it ironic that Christians were against the death penalty. Because if it weren't for capital punishment, you know, there'd be no Easter. And so... Ooh.
Get him off. You know,
I hope they know this is the nice stuff.
This is let me tell you.
They come up, they call me up, Bill, we'd like you to come on, but don't be yourself. Oh, all right, great.
Do you see you're going to mellow in sort of older age?
I doubt I'm ever going to make older age.
Because the stuff you talk about drinking...
I'm 14 now, you know, so age is really lapping me.
But that's another thing about your age. You talk about stuff as if you were brought up in this sort of Vietnam era.
The 60s, right.
But you were a babe in the 60s.
My brother was older, so I think that music sort of bled through the walls into my little baby room. But yeah, that's the era that I like. I don't really see how you can discount an era when the philosophy was peace and love. Doesn't that still pertain at all?
Yeah.
I think it's ironic that in the 60s, kids made the peace sign, peace, and now all the kids are going, forget it, Satan. Yeah. Something's happened, you know.
Or they turn it around. Listen, what do your parents, does your dad kind of get on the phone and say, hey, Bill, love the Dangerous album and love the Relentless one?
They hate it, you know. Well, they don't hate it, but they just don't approve of the language, you know. My dad will go, Bill, do you have to use the F word in your act, son? Bob Hope doesn't need to use the F word in his act. I'm like, yeah, Dad, but Bob Hope doesn't play the places I play. Put him in some of these joints. I'd love to see his act. It'd be like Richard Pryor.
Do you play some, do you play some kind of dives? Or do you choose?
I used to. I don't anymore.
Why not?
Why not?
Yeah.
Well, I have a choice now.
Isn't it sort of more
Let's see,
fun?
Bill, the Queen's Theatre in London, or you want to go to Alabama?
Well, you're going, where's your first port of call?
Glasgow.
Hey, home of Billy Connolly, they'll like
what does
you.
that mean? What do I have waiting for me? Can I bust this crowd into Glasgow?
Are you familiar with kilts?
Yeah.
Yeah? No, I just asked because
okay.
I was talking to you before about something that I think is quintessentially English, and that's ladies sitting with their legs apart on they know what I'm talking about. And I just
Where exactly does this occur?
Well, and in audiences, it often happens when you're looking down and you can see that people are,
Oh, neat.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I definitely won't get bored.
Who are the British comedians that you like?
I like, well, when I was a kid, I saw this Charlie Chaplin movie called City Lights, and it really blew me away, because not only did I not notice it, and it just didn't have dialogue, and I didn't even notice it. You know what I mean? It was just so well performed. That really struck a chord with me.
Peter Sellers?
Peter Sellers, definitely. That's it.
That was it, was it? That's the sum total.
Well, Monty Python, they're...
Do you get to see much of what's happening over here at the moment, comedians?
Not nearly enough, because I'm always working when they are, you know. I would love to see what's happening. What is happening?
Well, there's a lot of stuff happening at the moment. We have some really good and younger comedians, young stand-up comedians coming out now that we didn't have.
I don't know. We're always working at the same time, you know.
If God forbid something happened and a doctor came to you and said, Bill, sorry, there's no way you can't tour anymore, you can't go on stage. What would you do?
I would drop to my knees and bless him. No. Thank you. What would I do? I don't know. I'd probably go back to that shoe store.
Yeah?
I'd just be in a little wheelchair putting on lady shoes. No, I'd probably, I write too, so.
Yeah. What, for other comedians or just
No,
yourself?
for like screenplays.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Have we seen any? Will we
No, I just started
that
doing
good?
it. Yeah, they're that good.
Good. No, you just started. What have you written then?
Oh, I wrote this movie about Elvis, because the big joke in the States is about that Elvis is still alive, and yet no one's done a movie about that. And I asked the question, what if Elvis is alive? His death was faked. He decided to make a comeback, and no one believed he was Elvis, but thought he was an aging Elvis impersonator. And it's just sort of a black comedy, while he tries to prove that he's Elvis. And everyone always says, you can't be Elvis, you're too old to be Elvis. And he's like, no, I'm the exact age I should be.
That's
Because
a
everyone
great one.
remembers him as Elvis.
Well, good luck on your tour, and good luck with Glasgow, Bill. Ladies and gentlemen, Bill Hicks.